the intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Yeah, we got it! We got it! A free-to-play path to the Treasury is here! And I'm so excited! This video is a two-parter. One, we're going to give you the answers to the whole Season 1 Lower Decks mission tree, but the Treasury has a free-to-play path now, and it's amazing! We asked for this a couple weeks ago, and look, it wasn't just me. I'm not going to sit here and take all the credit. I'm not. The community asked for it. DJ was talking about it. No one Shell was talking about it. The moderators, everybody went to them like, look, if you're going to do this whole Treasury pack thing, you've got to have a free-to-play path for it. And guess what? You're getting it. And if you're not aware of how, well, good. I'm going to explain how in this video. First, what we're going to do is go over the answers to this quiz real quick because the lieutenant's exam is important. So let me get my big old excited self down, lowered on the screen. Hold on. Apparently the Q continuum took my powers, but we're gonna go over this first and then we'll talk about the free-to-play pass sourcing. So I'm very, very excited. It's one of the things that made me so excited about this month's arc is even though I like the Cerritos, the design of it, I like the officers and what that's going to provide to the game, I really, really like the free-to-play path. And honestly, you should too. If you don't, you're crazy. Comment down below with how much you like it. Go ahead and say thank you, devs, because basically now that's a free pack. Now, how often you're going to get in everything, we'll talk about that, but let's go over the answers to these missions real quick. This is a multi-day event in the same vein as Scrambled Communications, where we got right at about a year ago. And with it being a 5-day event, I want to go ahead and give y'all the answers if you don't know, because I realize not everybody has watched Star Trek Lower Decks. I will say if you've not watched it, it is a fantastic Star Trek series. Yes, it is canon, and it does a great job of doing a ton of tie-ins and Easter eggs for Star Trek. Now, if you've never heard of Lower Decks, well, it's actually part of CBS and Paramount's new initiative to start attracting younger audiences. Don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of the audiences of Star Trek, especially this game, are, 40s, 50s, 60s, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they're wanting Star Trek to last, to continue on. So Lower Decks is more focused on millennials like myself or Gen Z, those 20s and 30-year-olds. They even have a series now called Star Trek Prodigy, which was a partnership with Nickelodeon that's directed towards preteens and young adults. So I think it's fantastic that we're getting these different layers, and I really do love it. So even if you don't, you might not know the answers to some of these. So you see score in the event by completing trivia questions about Season 1 of Lower Decks. Easy enough. Well, if you don't want to watch Season 1, that's why you got Rev. Question number 1. What is the USS Cerritos' primary mission? So you're going to have a first contact, and then you have to go destroy, I'm sorry, not a second contact, destroy one hostile in the Rigel system. So we saw like the Enterprise D always go on first contact missions in the Next Generation. Well, there were always follow-ups to that, and they've even referenced that in other shows. Well, the Cerritos is one of the ships that goes and does that. And it's just a great way, and it starts off in the very beginning of Season 1, introducing that as, hey, this is how we are Star Trek. We're the other guys. And I kind of like that play, but we'll see if everybody else does. Question number 2, who is Brad Boimler's mentor? So because of the show Lower Decks, as you would assume, it's about the lower deck officers, those NCOs and ensigns who, aren't on the bridge crew. It's those ones that we don't see a lot of. And even though there's some references and even some episodes about that in other Star Trek, you actually get an entire series dedicated to those guys and gals here. So Brad Boimler's mentor is going to be Ensign Mariner. So the answer is C. Ensign Mariner, who is another primary character on the show. Question number 3 for Lower Decks. What do the lower deck ensigns call break time between getting work done? Now, is this just a fun little comedy thing? And honestly, it's a very workplace relatable. It is called buffer time. So you got to go destroy one hostile in Tulun. Buffer time is going to be the answer to number 3. Number 4. What is the common name for the practice of encouraging shortcuts and preventing people from blindly following the rules? That sounds kind of dangerous, but that's the Boimler effect. And that's going to be A, so you got to go mine 1 G2 ore. And in all these, you've only got to do one of. Like if you got to mine a titanium or an ore, you've only got to do one of each. So you don't have to sit there very long. You can even use your attack ship to do it. Moving on to number 5 here. The answer is, what is the name of Boimler's girlfriend? That's going to be Barb or Barbara Brinson. So destroy one hostile in the Imgra system. Barb. What a name. I'm not as excited about the name Barb as I am about free-to-play sourcing for Treasury packs. I really am excited about that. We'll talk about it in a second. Don't worry. Number 6. What is the name of Rutherford's AI training program? Should be pretty easy. It's actually one of the officers that we're getting this arc. That's going to be Badgie. So C and then Tritanium. So go mine 1 Tritanium and there you go for Badgie. And Badgie is a hilarious episode built around the holodecks, and that leads to question number 7. What happens if you cross Badgie? He'll make you regret it. That's a direct reference to an episode. You actually see Badgie in a couple episodes. He's a holodeck character. And anyway, there you go. Answer is C. Moving on to number 8. What is the name of the animal that Tendi creates? Tendi being a science, an Orion science officer in Star Trek Lower Decks, and that is going to be A, the dog. And it's kind of a freaky episode. Not gonna lie, it's a little freaky, but there's some wild moments in this show. Moving on to question number 9. What is the name of Mariner's evil alter ego? Once again, it goes back to a lot of holodeck stuff they'll do and everything else. But all you got to do now is know that it's Vindica. Destroying 1 hostile in the Orion system will help you complete this one. And finally, last but not least, question number 10. Which captain recruits Boimler to their ship? Hopefully you would be able to do process of elimination with this, because it's not going to be Kirk, Jean-Luc Picard, or Janeway. It's Captain William T. Riker, which for the first time ever officially, we now have the USS Titan. Riker's ship is a canon ship in Star Trek. Obviously, there have been books written about it. There's supposed to be series possibly done or movies. Now it's official. Riker, and yes, Jonathan Frakes reprising his role, is actually in Lower Decks on the Titan. So there you go. There are your 10 answers. Now let's go over and talk about what's exciting, what's great. And while you're here, go ahead and like the video and subscribe. Let's talk about the free-to-play sourcing for your Treasury pack. Now, when the Treasury came out, it was obviously a paywalled feature of the, honestly, it's just a pack in a different spot. But we said, because it's connected to a building, because it's part of a grind, we need to have some form of teaser, give free-to-play a way to earn it. And I even made this comment on my Twitch stream that if you had never spent before, there was something coming this month that might encourage you to spend here and there, like maybe on a battle pass, $20 here and there. And there's nothing wrong with being completely free to play. If you want to be free to play, you can be free to play in this game and be completely okay. You don't have to spend to progress and unlock the things that you want to do. But the ability to free to play these is exciting for me. The first place that you can find them is in the overflow. So if you complete every day of this arc, so 20 days, you're going to get 360 broken desealing rods. Obviously, if we have broken rods, once we combine them all together, we get a full desealing rod. Now, the question for many of you is going to be, how many are we going to get? Let me go ahead and tell you now that you're not getting a free pack every single month, because the value of the Treasury pack usually is around $150 to $200 compared to a normal $100 pack, while only costing $100. Now, also remember that the pack that you see is dependent on your spending habits and your server. This is what I go back and saying that, now that we can earn this free $100 pack that actually is probably worth more like $200 or $180, now there's incentive to actually make sure that I'm getting the $100 pack. So buying a battle pass every couple of months will do that. Like my level 21 account sees the $100 desealing rod pack, but I've only ever bought battle passes and, researches and stuff. So it's based on spending, and you want that rod to be as valuable as possible. Or you can simply never spend anything, collect desealing rods, and then just get whatever pack is available as additional resources. Either way, it's a completely free-to-play sourcing. But that's not the only place you can do it. You've got it in the overflow for the battle pass, but now updated in your 30-day chest right there. Broken desealing rods next to Carol and next to the Devore. The only thing now, we need this thing to have Devore parts, and it gets even better. But for now, you now have desealing rods as a permanent free-to-play sourcing. And I'm not going to blow smoke and act like, oh, you're definitely getting 30 of these things a year. No, you're not even going to get one a month. But even if we only got 2 a year, 4 a year, whatever it ends up being, that's a huge improvement. That is, for me, if I just get a free desealing rod, y'all remember what my pack was. That's going to be a massive influx for me in whatever month that comes through. So this is a fantastic thing for free to play. Is it something where you get a free pack every month? No, but the ability to literally earn free packs in the game, even if it takes you a couple of months or a few months, is a fantastic thing, and I gotta give them credit for listening. So that's a big love from me. I gotta give them love for that. I'm sorry. Maybe it makes me a shill. Some people don't like me being shilly, but honestly, this month I kind of am. Discord, if you haven't joined it already, I encourage you to come join us if you have questions about the game or if you need help with anything. I absolutely love that there's now a free-to-play path to go after the desealing rod. I love that the Cerritos has an announced free-to-play path. It's not hidden. You don't know when it's happening. You can buy it now or you can get it free later. I love that we have these scrambled communication missions, and now you have the answers to those. And hopefully this video helped you out. And just in case you need more help, follow us on Twitch. Come join us. We actually just gave away 5 battle passes today. This has been a busy day for content. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you need. Let me know what I can do for you. Y'all are amazing. Deuces, that's me. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for those Space Cowboys. I will catch you on the next video. Out.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.